right. Well, hi, everybody. I'm Lisa with Musicplay, and I'm going to be your moderator this afternoon. We have Stacy with us, and Stacy Werner, we're so glad you're back. She's going to highlight some Halloween themed fun and music learning for classrooms. So, Stacy, take it away.
All right, thank you so much. Just before we begin, I just would like if maybe in the chat, you could just quickly just write down that you can see everything okay. And then we'll get started here. And Lisa, everything's looking good on your end?
It sure does.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you. All right, so today I'm excited to share with you tricks, treats, and tunes, some fall activities for elementary music students. And these activities are going to come from Musicplay Online. And today I'm excited to share with you some adaptations to these games, some ways that you can make them for some secular options as well, if you can't talk about ghosts and things in your classroom. And also just some fun and different ways maybe to play these games and integrate some instruments. Okay. So yes, I kind of said what our goals are for today. I'm also going to show you where to find these resources on Musicplay Online and hopefully have some ready to use lesson ideas and strategies that you can use for various grade levels and have things ready to go for next week, because next week's going to be a busy week with the full week and then costumes right at the end on Friday. All right, so first of all, how we're going to be able to find just seasonal resources in general on Musicplay Online. So I'm going to just jump onto the website here and just show you 3 different ways to find these resources. So I'm just switching over here onto Musicplay Online. And so one way that we can find these seasonal resources is to start at the landing page here and then go into collections, which is here. And just a note here, always click this view all button because there's sometimes things hiding behind this view all button. And then from here, we can go into games. And then you can filter things down for different holidays by using the search tool at the top. So let's say we're looking for Halloween games. I can type Halloween in here. And then it's going to give me a whole bunch of Halloween games. So that's one way that we can do that and use the search filter to narrow it down. Another really easy way to find seasonal songs is through the units section over here on the left-hand menu. So select units and then filter it down here by clicking festivals and holidays. And so when you click here, you can see in this format here, where it shows an image and then all the different units, you can also see this in list form as well, where it lists it out. So if we're looking for Halloween, we can find that here. And that will have all of our options for us for Halloween's. And then if you click on these arrows here, it's going to show you songs on, it narrows it down again for you. So if you want to do monster songs, we have witch songs, which you may or may not be able to do. So we'll show you some other options for those ones today as well. And then we have some spooky options, spooky animal songs. So these are great ones that everyone can use in the classroom. And then we also have French resources as well. And then we have our seasonal songs here. So more pumpkin songs and October songs. And then if you keep scrolling down, there's even more resources here and activities that you can explore through, as well as some interactives and things that we're going to go through a little bit later today. But just always make sure to click all the buttons in Musicplay because there's sometimes things hiding that we don't always see. And there's so many great resources here for you. Now, another unit for the fall is the harvest unit as well. So this one also has some pumpkin songs, food songs, and other seasonal songs, as well as some other printables that you can use in your classroom. Now, the search tool is another way that you can find your seasonal resources. Okay, sorry, I just want to get rid of that there. And so let's say I'm searching for songs about bats. I can just type in bats into the search bar. And then I can narrow this down further by the type of content I want. Do I want to do songs, learning modules, games, practice. I can also filter by language, so English or French. And then I could also do additional filters over here by picking different rhythms or tone sets. And so you can really narrow things down to find what you're looking for. All right, so we'll go back into our presentation here now that we've been on Musicplay, and I'm excited to show you a variety of activities today that should hopefully do your planning for you for next week. Okay, so we're going to start with movement songs and activities first. So this is a favorite. This one is from pre-K. It's song number 19, and the song goes like this. Leaves are falling down all around the town, whirling, whirling in the wind, the leaves are falling down. And I love to use scarves with this one. You can also use, I have some paper leaves as well that I use for this one. And what the students do in this one is on those melodies that are going down, we bring the scarves down, and then whirling, whirling in the wind, the leaves are falling down. And then in the B section, the students throw and catch their scarves. So this is a video actually of my son doing this one with me, so you can get an idea of what this one looks like. We throw and catch. And I did this one with his kindergarten class, so he really enjoyed this one. Yeah, so just a great one to use with your younger students. I actually also find my grade 1s and 2s still like this one as well. So another one from pre-K is Autumn, and this is a classical music listening example. And I wanted to show you today also how you can use this one with pre-K, and then you could also use it with upper elementary as well. So Denise came up with a routine for this one where you start with raking up the leaves, and then at other times you're going to toss all the leaves. So you're going to need a big pile of scarves for this one. And so we'll just watch the amazing Denise share this one with us today. So have a listen.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Gagne, and today we're going outside to rake up some leaves. There's leaves all over the ground. Rake the leaves up, rake the leaves up, rake the leaves, hard work. But when none of the grown-ups are looking, we're gonna take those leaves and we're gonna toss them in the air. And we're gonna play with the leaves until we see the grown-ups come back, and then we're going to rake again. Rake the leaves, rake the leaves, hard work. Rake the leaves, rake the leaves, rake the leaves, hard work. Rake the leaves, rake the leaves, rake the leaves, rake the leaves. No one's looking.
Denise had that one shortened down for pre-K because it is quite a long piece of music, and our pre-K students aren't going to be able to, hold their attention for quite that long. So she did shorten that one up. And then this one is the same song, and It's with our older students now, and they did a longer version of this one. I just trimmed it down a little bit today just for time, and they used plates for this one. So I've got my plastic plates. So these are just plastic plates that I got from Party City. I'm in Canada, and I think we have Party Cities all over and throughout Canada. And I like the Party City plates because I can buy whatever color I like. So I currently have red, green, and white plates because I like to do some Christmas routines with plates with my students as well. But I have a whole class set of just certain colors as well too. And so when we do this one, the students are going to just use the plates almost as a percussion instrument and tap them. So they're going to do the rake the leaves up, rake the leaves up, rake the leaves, hard work. And we can watch, this is a demo sent to us from a teacher and what she came up with her students to go along with this song as well. Longer demo of that one on Musicplay Online. And just so you're aware, if you are a Musicplay subscriber, everything in the slides and the handout will link directly to Musicplay Online so that you'll be able to find everything from this webinar very easily. And also just Musicplay has really become just this huge database of amazing resources from teachers really all over the world. And so it's really neat to see all these different ideas and different ways that teachers are using the music and the resources. And so it's always so wonderful when we see some videos like this where the students are showing us what they're working on. And also, I just want to remind us as teachers that we don't always want to just show the video to our classes. For myself, I often use these kids' demos videos to teach me how to do the activity, and then I'm the one out there doing it with my students. Okay, this is another great song from pre-K, and this one is called The Bony Skeletons. And for this one, the students, I have them just freeze in a skeleton, like in a skeleton pose, and then they walk to the beat like a skeleton with very stiff movements. And then for the black cat creeps, we get right down onto the floor and we crawl like a cat. And then when we get to the part with the ghost, we stand up and we sway side to side. So have a listen.
Skeletons walk, the bony skeletons walk, walking slowly down the street, the bony skeletons walk.
Getting down on all fours. one is from John, and this is a fun one to try. If you're wanting a little movement break here, you can join along and dance with John for this one. And I like this option because it is a secular option again, that we can be very inclusive with this song.
Come on, everybody, you lazy bones, come and dance with me. Like a skeleton. How's a skeleton dance? Never have I seen such lazy bones. Such a pie, spin around, up off the ground. No more yawning, no more groans. Goodbye, lazy bone. Do the twist. Get those bones twisting. Move your body to the twist. Lazy bones will not be knitting up. No more yawning, no more groans. Goodbye, lazy bones. Lazy bones. Never have I seen such lazy bones. Touch your toes, reach up high. Way down low, way up high. No more yawning, no more groans. So long, lazy bones. Let's sway. Lazy bones, never have I seen such lazy bones. Swing it left, swing it right, swing all day, swing all night. No more yawning, no more groans. So long, lazy bones. So long, let's hop. Bones like a skeleton. And stop.
So lots of great options for you. This is another great one. This is Halloween Looby Loo, and this is in my classroom. I think this was last year, but it was on Halloween, so all the kids are in costumes. And we brought out the parachute for this one. And I did this one with kindergarten, grade 1, and grade 2, and they all loved it. So have a listen. Here we go, start walking. Let's go up, and down. You put your feet that way. You put your back way down. You give your wing a shake, 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 and turn yourself. Grab on. A little challenging maneuvering with all those Halloween costumes. Keeps going for a few more verses there. And then for our older students, a fun one to try is in the Hall of the Mountain King using the 7s patterns. So I think many of us are familiar with the 7s patterns, but we'll just quickly do a quick review. So pattern 1, you're going to start with 7 pats just down. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And you're going to pat on your knees. I'm not patting on my knees right now because you won't be able to see my hands. And then for pattern 2, it goes pat, clap, pat, clap, pat, clap, pat, pat, clap, pat, clap, pat, clap, pat. And beat 8 is always a rest. Then pattern 3, pat, clap, snap, pat, clap, snap, pat, pat, clap, snap, pat, clap, snap, pat. And then pattern 4 is where we add in the cross. So pat, cross, pat, clap, snap, clap, pat. Pat, cross, pat, clap, snap, clap, pat. And then we go back to pattern 3, pat, clap, snap, pat, clap, snap, pat, pat, snap, snap, pat, clap, snap, pat. And then pattern 2 again, pat, clap, pat, clap, pat, clap, pat, pat, clap, pat, clap, pat, clap, pat, and then back to pattern 1 2 times. Pat, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now this one is not in the Halloween unit. It is in a general learning module. So I will just go on to Musicplay here. and we'll get the music for it. And many of us are familiar with this piece. There's lots of different variations and things that you can do with this piece of music. And I'm just going to do a search here in the Hall of the Mountain King. And then I'm going to go into learning modules because there's a whole learning module on this one. And this is where you can find the 7's instructions. And there's a whole bunch of other activities as well that you can do with this song. And there's also the head and shoulders, knees and toes variation, which is a fun one to try too. And so then if we're trying it with 7's, here is where you can find a recording of the music. So let's give it a try. We'll try a little bit of it today. Start with our pattern 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, pattern 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Pattern 3. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, pattern 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, pattern 3. If you've heard this song before, you know that it gets faster as the repetitions happen. And at the very end for the coda, what Denise would do is she would say no more, and then clap 7 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No more, no more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No more, no more. And then we do a roll and ta-da. So I can maybe just move ahead here a little bit so we can try a little bit of the coda. All right, so yes, again, lots of options for you here within this unit as well, or this module. And we'll just go back into the presentation. Okay, and then Ghost of Tom. This is another, this is really just a classic song. I've done this one for many years with my schools and with the choirs, and it's great because you can do it in canon as well. And so a couple years ago, we started adding some scarf movement to this. And so I just have a quick video here I can show you of the movement that you can add in with this one.
Have you seen the ghost of Tom? Long white bones with the flesh all gone. Ooh, wouldn't it be chilly with no skin on? Have you seen the ghost of Tom? Long white bones with the flesh all gone. Long white bones with the flesh all gone. Wouldn't it be chilly with no skin on?
And if it's your student's first time trying that ring the dish rag movement, it's a little bit easier when you try it for the first time with the scarves. So I found that adaptation was very helpful for when we started to do other movement and folk music where we were adding that movement in. Okay, we're gonna get into some singing games next. So this is 5 Fat Turkeys. This is, I know it was Canadian Thanksgiving a couple weeks ago, and we have American teachers as well, but this is a game that I keep playing throughout the school year. It's also great for when you have a sub come in. So my students get to know how to play this game really well, and so it's just an easy one to leave for plans. So the song goes like this. 5 fat turkeys are we slept all night in a tree. When the cook came around, we couldn't be found, so that's why we're here, you see. And so I have 5 feathers, and while we sing, and then there's 5 cooks that stand at the front. And so while we sing, I hand out the 5 feathers, and the cooks are at the front, and they turn around and they cover their eyes. And so while we're singing, I hand out the feathers, and I always try to encourage students that are singing. If I hear you singing, That's going to help you get a feather. And so I hand out the feathers, and then at the end of the song, we go through and I go, who is a turkey? And whoever is holding a feather goes, I am a turkey. And then the cooks turn around and they try and guess who is holding a feather. So all the students put their hands behind their backs, even if they don't have a feather. And then they have their guess of who is a turkey. If they get it right, they get to stay up at the front. And if they don't get it that time, then they go back and have a seat, and then I can bring up more students. So usually it takes, 2 classes about to get through the whole class having a turn being a cook and being a turkey. And I love games like this where you can kind of maximize that participation, because within every repetition, you have 10 students participating within the game. This is a new one on Musicplay called Pumpkin Pie, and this is one from John Jacobson. So have a listen. For this one, if you don't have a pumpkin to pass around, what you can use is beanbags instead. And then another variation I found with this game that is really successful in the classroom is using more than one beanbag or pumpkin, maybe having 3 or 4. And you'll see how the game works. You start by passing the pumpkin around, and then for the B section, whoever's holding that pumpkin gets to skip around the circle. So again, if you have 4 of them going, then that's 4 kids standing up at a time to do the B section.
Here we go. Crisscross applesauce.
9 little, 8 little, 7 little pumpkins, 6 little, 5 little, 4 little pumpkins, 3 little, 2 little, 1 little pumpkin, make a pumpkin pie.
Steps.
Make a pumpkin pie. Make a pumpkin pie. All it takes is 1 little pumpkin. Make a pumpkin pie.
Are you ready? I'll start passing.
Hey,
here.
let's try it again.
Yeah.
9 little, 8 little, 7 little pumpkins, 6 little, 5 little, 4 little pumpkins, 3 little, 2 little, 1 little pumpkin. Make a pumpkin pie.
Okay, sticks. Skip.
Make a pumpkin
Here
pie.
we go.
Make a pumpkin pie. All it takes is 1 little
Now go to
pumpkin.
the middle.
Make a
Go to the
pumpkin
middle. We're all
pie.
going to jump down the middle.
And then in the focus section,
And march around.
Ginger, flour, cinnamon, sugar, eggs, and salt.
And have fun.
Cloves,
marching the
nutmeg,
circle.
shortening will bring a nice result. Put it all together better. Use a measuring cup.
Find your places and
If
sit down
you
again.
do, I'm
Sit down.
telling you, you just can't
Pass
mess
it.
it up.
Okay, go. Pass it.
9 little, 8 little, 7 little pumpkins, 6 little, 5 little, 4 little pumpkins, 3 little, 2 little, 1 little pumpkin. Make a pumpkin
Good,
pie.
you skip.
Make a pumpkin pie. Make a pumpkin pie.
Find your place.
All
Get ready
it
for the
takes
big
is
jump
1 little
again.
pumpkin to make a
Jump, jump,
pumpkin
jump.
pie. Yeah.
all right. And pass the broom. This is another classic singing game for this time of year. So a little teacher tip with this one. I have played it the traditional way where you have the one circle and you're passing the broom around the circle. And when the music stops, that student sits down. So let's just watch the traditional way to play this game, and then I'll give you a variation for more student participation.
Okay, Samuel, you're down, and Carmen, you're down.
Don't you let it go. I don't want. Do you have reference if the music stops? Pass the wheel around the circle. Don't you let it drop. I don't want to. When the music stops.
So they're having a great time with that game. And so another variation is to use 2 broomsticks and then have 2 circles. And then when the music stops, whoever's holding the broom stands up and switches to the other circle. And this maximizes the participation because there's never anybody sitting out through this version of playing the game. And so I've done it this way for a few years now. And it's also a really fun one to play if you actually have a costume day on Halloween, because the kids are just so energized, and it's a lot of fun, and they really enjoy playing it, and it keeps things going that day. So that song is from Musicplay Grade 3. It's song number 24. There is other versions of the game. There's the magic broom as well, and the witch's broom that are in other grade. I believe they're in grade 1 and grade 2. But I prefer this version just because it doesn't have, again, any of the spooky or spiritual or witches or things like that. So I can make sure it's inclusive for my students. And then one where we can integrate some music theory in is Pass the Pumpkin. So this one is found in grade 4. It's song number 26. And the song goes like this. Pass the pumpkin round the room, keep the beat while passing. When it stops, you take a turn, clap it if you can. And so I have a pumpkin, and then I fill it with some rhythm flashcards, or you could use melody flashcards, or you could use terms or symbols and put them inside the pumpkin. And then at the end, the students will clap what's on the pattern. Or sorry, for this one, yes, we should just stick with rhythm cards because it's clap it if you can at the end. So you can test different rhythms for the different grade levels. And then what we did as an extension for this one is the students create then a rhythm chain, and they have to try and remember the rhythm. So we'll just watch the kids' demo of this game so you can get a better idea of how it works.
Pass the pumpkin round the room, keep the beat well passing. When it stops, you take a turn, clap it if you can.
Okay. Good. Okay, you go over and we'll clap your rhythm, everybody. Here we go. Tee-tee-taw, tee-tee-taw. Very good. Turn around. Let's try it. Tee-tee-taw, tee-tee-taw. Good. Back to our circle.
Here we go. Pass the pumpkin round the room, keep the beat well passing. When it stops, you take a turn, clap it if you can.
Very nice. All right. And let's see our whole rhythm chain now. Here we go.
Tee-tee-taw, tee-tee-taw, tee-tee-tee-tee-taw, taw.
Now turn around rhythm chain. Here we go.
Tee-tee-taw, tee-tee-taw, tee-tee-tee-tee-taw, taw.
Very nice. Yes, so a little memory game in there as well. And if you are using solfa cards, you can change the words at the end to sing it if you can. Or if you're using different terms and symbols, you could just do say it if you can and do some review as well. So you can adapt that game for a variety of ways. And we're going to end off today with some instrument ideas. So this one is, this was submitted by Miss Jackson, and it's using the story, The Little Old Lady Who Was Not Afraid of Anything. And so for this one, what you're doing is there's different words that are repeated within the story, and then you bring instruments in. So we have a good video of this one from Miss Jackson explaining the process of this. And then you can bring that into your classroom. All these visuals are here on Musicplay Online in the Halloween unit. You have to scroll right down to the bottom for this one.
The Little Old Lady Who Was Not Afraid of Anything by Linda Williams and illustrated by Megan Lloyd. Once upon a time, there was a little old lady who was not afraid of anything. One windy afternoon, the little old lady left her cottage and went for a walk in the forest to collect herbs and spices, nuts and seeds. She walked so long and so far that it started to get dark. There was only a sliver of moon shining through the night. The little old lady started to walk home. Suddenly, she stopped. Right in the middle of the path were two big shoes, and the shoes went clomp, clomp. "Get out of my way, you two big shoes! I'm not afraid of you," said the little old lady. On she walked down the path, but behind her she could hear two shoes go clomp, clomp. A little farther on, the little old lady stumbled into a pair of pants, and the pants went wiggle, wiggle. Get out of my way, you pair of pants! I'm not afraid of you, said the little old lady, and she walked on. But behind her she could hear 2 shoes go clomp, clomp. 1 pair of pants go wiggle, wiggle. Farther still, the little old lady bumped into a shirt, and the shirt went shake, shake. Get out of my way, you silly shirt! I'm not afraid of you, said the little old lady, and on she walked, a little bit faster, but behind her she could hear 2 shoes go clomp, clomp. 1 pair of pants go wiggle, wiggle, and 1 shirt go shake, shake. A little ways on, the little old lady came upon 2 white gloves and a tall black hat. And the gloves went clap, clap, and the hat went nod, nod. Get out of my way, you 2 white gloves and you tall black hat! I'm not afraid of you, she said, and on she walked just a little bit faster, but behind her she could hear.
And I didn't put the whole video on here, but you get the idea of that it keeps adding on different parts of ultimately a scarecrow at the end and all the different parts we can add instruments for. And then I put in here today skin and bones. So this one I have a div 1 option and a div 2 option. And I really like the repeated pattern of this classic song, the ooh. So the song goes, there was an old woman all skin and bones. Ooh, she lived down by the old graveyard. Ooh. And when we do this one in grade 2, it's actually in grade 3 music play, sorry. We do this one with grade 3. I have the students just play a tremolo on E back and forth on their ORF instruments. And then when they get to the ooh, they play B-A-G-E. So here's just a little demo of some of my students. Oh, did that one not work for me? There we go.
There was an old woman all skin and bone. She lived down by.
My internet's being slow, I apologize. See if we can back it up. Okay, well, I think you get the idea for that one. And then, oh, it's
There was an old woman all skin and bone. She lived down by.
it just doesn't want to play the end of that video for us, so I apologize. And then with Div 2, I find that the arrangement on Musicplay Online, because it has that crossover pattern, it's a little bit more appropriate for grade 4, grade 5 level. And it's also a great one to play the ooh sounds now on recorder because we're using B-A-G-E. So if you're doing some recorder review with your grade 5s, that's a really great review of those 4 notes. And then you can maybe bring it in for grade 4 a little bit later in the year. So I had my kids help out with the demo for this one.
There was an old woman all skin and bones. She lived down by the old graveyard.
And of course, when you're in the classroom setting, you can have the students rotate between those different instruments if you have them available for you in your classroom. And if not, with the recorder part, there's always the recordings on Musicplay Online that you can try just that pattern with for the students to review their B, A, G, and E. And you can also find that song. It is in the recorder kit as well on Musicplay. Okay, and then another great activity in the Halloween unit is the Halloween treat rondo. So I'm going to go on to Musicplay for this one. And we'll go back through the units, festivals and holidays. And I scroll down again to Halloween. And this one here is, there's a couple different versions of this one. So there's the rondos and then there's the rhythms. So I like to do some of the word rhythms for the Smelly Brew Rondo here first before we introduce the bigger rondo. And what I have the students do is we just say and clap the different words. So frog legs, and we identify, is it ta ta, ti 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 ti, ti ti ta, ta ti ti, or ta rest. And then we try 2 spiders, 2 spiders. So that one would be ta ti ti. And then fingernails, we have ti ti ta, muddy boots, ti ti ta. And we keep working through, and there's a few slides of these. So I try leading up to that last week before Halloween, doing a few of these just as some practice first. And so you can see here, there's 4 different pages of words that you can try. And then we'll introduce this Halloween rondo, the Smelly Brew Rondo. And how this works is first we want to use the chant. So I think I have the chant for you on the slides there, but the chant goes, black and blue, full of goo. What will we put in the smelly brew? And if I just gonna find, and then what you can do is, as a class, you can use cards. So I have some printed out cards, or you can use the interactive here, and the students create B sections using the words. So we do frogs, dirty socks, hairy eyeballs, pumpkin guts for a B section. And then you could split the students up into groups as well and have each group pick instruments for their ingredients to add into the smelly brew. And then you say the poem again, and then the next group can go, or you can do it as a whole class as well and assign instruments for the different ingredients. And I just realized I meant to show you the Halloween treat one. I apologize, I'm getting mixed up because I'm presenting that one tomorrow in Nova Scotia. So here, if we go over to the Halloween treat rondo here, it's similar, but it has a song that goes along with it, and it's using different candies and chocolate bars for the B section. So again, we have the slides where we can go through and label. So we have Butterfinger, that would be T, 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 T. And so you can do that first. And then we have this song here for the A section. So there's 2 options. The first one goes, candy apples, oh so sweet, give me something good to eat. Or you can do Halloween apples, trick or treat, give me something good to eat. And then you can decide again on your B and your C section of this and to create a rondo. And you can use the interactives to do that. Or there's also printable cards that you can use. And there's also, so here's what the treat cards look like. So you can print these out, and students could do this in groups. Or there's a worksheet option as well. So it has the song up at the top, and then students can create their own full rondo on the worksheet. And then there's also the match the rhythm to the treat as well. We do have a really great way to honor Denise's legacy, and I just want everybody to start keeping an eye out for this. It's the Denise Gagne Memorial Society, and we have grant applications coming very soon. We're going to be doing some classroom materials grants, professional development, and also Music Play online access. So follow me or follow Denise on Instagram, and we'll keep, or follow Music Play on Instagram, and we'll keep you in the know of when those grant applications open up. And then we also are already planning our summer symposium for next year, July 10th to 12th, and it's going to be in Washington, D.C., and it's available virtual and in person. And our virtual experience last year was really, really amazing. It was so neat to see teachers from we had teachers all the way from Australia and Malaysia joining us for the virtual. And we try to make it, It's different than other virtual conferences and webinars where you actually get to see everything that's happening and you get to interact with the presenters. So it's almost like you're sitting there and you're watching what's actually happening within the groups. So highly recommend. We have some amazing presenters in the works. Can't quite talk about them yet, but I'll let you know as soon as we have everything finalized. And then if you're at any of these upcoming events, I'm going to be heading off to Nova Scotia tomorrow for Nova Scotia MEA. And then November 8th, I'm going to be in Ontario, January 30th, Illinois, February 1st, Ohio, February 13th, Texas, and then February 20th, Maryland. And then April in 2026, I'm also back in Halifax for the ORF National Conference. So if you're coming out to those, come and say hello. And we have a few minutes to open up the floor to questions today.
Well, so far, Stacy, we don't have any questions, but I do have to say the handout that you have prepared for this with the link to slides, it's so good. I mean, the resources, I'm just enjoying everything that's optional for people that want to do Halloween or even the theme without Halloween itself. It's so good.
Yes, I hope I'm helping out with our planning for next week.
For sure.
And yes. Well, and if there's no questions today, if you're looking for more from Musicplay, we have our Wednesday webinars. We have our Musicplay newsletter, our Musicplay teachers group, and YouTube. And then you can follow us on the Musicplay Instagram or on my Instagram at Stacy Musicplay. And you can scan that QR code there just to access all of that information.
Okay, well, Stacy, thanks so much for this. And thanks to everybody who was able to attend and even on the replay. You guys have a great rest of your day.